Okay, I drive a Honda. These are 6-foot 4x4s. Just to get them in my car without tearing it up. They're pressure treated, so they're a little heavy. Just showing you that I've cut them into 3 pieces apiece, 22 inches with a little bit left over that I won't use. But these are 22 inches long, as you can plainly see. 4x4s. And I found out 4x4s are not perfectly square. I'm not going to make them perfectly square either. I'm going to fasten them together. As is. It's a tree stump, after all. There's the label. It is yellow wood. I don't know if y'all have that where you live, but it's pressure treated lumber, basically. I think they claim it's a better way. By the way, that's my table saw, just real quick, that I've made thanks to Izzy Swan and his plan on how to turn a crappy saw into a good saw. I don't have a magic wand, but I've turned a crappy saw into an acceptable saw. There's the fence. Fence works pretty good, but just have to make sure it's lined up real good before you clamp it down. But it'll do. This is what it looks like. I've got 9 22-inch 4x4s, and I've put them all together. I haven't fastened them yet. They're not glued, they're not bolted, they're just clamped. Just trying to get a feel for how it all fits together. This should be nice and square, but it isn't, because construction grade lumber is not always good and square. And by what I mean by that is there's a few gaps where the lumber's a little twisted, but nothing serious. It's going to be used for a anvil stand. Makes kind of a nice design. But I've got it clamped both directions on the top as well as the bottom. And next thing I'm going to do is bore holes, probably 6 different directions, and bolt to hold it together. I'm not going to use glue because it's pressure treated. It's pressure treated yellow wood, which is pretty wet still, and I know the center one's not going to dry for a long time, but neither is the center of a tree stump, and that's basically what I'm making, is a tree stump. So as you can see, just for ease, I've placed the 4x4s on my table saw just to get it closer, easier to work on this way instead of on the floor. I've got them clamped, not glued. I'm not using glue once again. And I've begun to bore holes, three at a time. I'll do 2 holes in each one with all thread and nuts and bolts. And I'll go down to the next level and the next level. And then I'll rotate them and do the same thing on the other side. I believe that'll hold them together. The longest bolt I can get at Lowe's or Home Depot is 10 inches. So I decided to get some 3/8 inch all thread and just saw it off the appropriate lengths to go through my 4x4s. Okay, I'm back. I've got the 3 bolts going in one direction, and as you can see, 3 bolts going in the other direction. That's all thread. I had to cut it to length. 36 inch all thread, cut 3 times, 12 inches, and it fits just about perfect through these 3 4x4s in width and length, or depth. I'm gonna have to trim them off. One thing I didn't think about is when I saw them off, put the nut and the washers on, push it through the wood, go to tighten the other end, the nut on the other end wanted to turn. So I'd take it back out, and for lack of a better word, I've always heard it called burgered up the threads. So I had to put the nut on the very end of it, burger up the threads, so that nut wouldn't spin, and then put it back in there. It's kind of like putting a head on a bolt, but that's what I've done. I've still got the top clamped and ready to go, as you can see. The top, which is now the bottom, and this is the bottom you're looking at, which is now on the top. If you notice, the joints aren't tight as they should be, but by the time I get the bolts in and tighten the nuts, they'll snug right up. So basically, this would be stronger than a tree stump, and it should be just as strong as anything else I would use. So that's where I'm at right now. Well, there's the final outcome. I've still got to trim off the studs, grind them down a little bit, and make a mount for the anvil. But other than that, it turned out pretty good. It sure made a solid piece. It's my tree stump in my garage. I think it'll work pretty good.